I'm the scat man. Yo do do do. Skimmy dimmy ding yo do do do. Yo do do ba 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 bee ba 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 do. Ba 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 do. Wee ba 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 ba.
Happy Sunday. Welcome to NHL Puck Props presented by Bet99. Josh Inglis. And soon, Jonathan Davis will join me, one of my favorite people in the hockey betting space. Took some shots at the Dogs yesterday. Italy got absolutely blown out. So far, the biggest one-sided game of the season, 11-0 versus Finns. It seems the way that can go sometimes in these tournaments, where you see some dogs early with the books favoring the favorites and the overs. And then at that point, at that 1.5 game point where teams start to click, teams start to know each other, and then you start to see the beatdowns. And it took a few games, took a few days, but we're starting to see some beatdowns. And good to see everybody there in the chat as always. Let me know what you think the final score of this Canada game is going to be. Is it going to be worse than the 11-0 beaten on Italy? I think overs are good. And when I bring in Jonathan Davis, I'm looking on his X account right now, looking at the plays he's put in. I think he did some VEASAN stuff as well, talking about a lot of first period, both teams to score 2+ goals, 13-0. Like, that's where it could be. But like, Canada has to keep their foot on the gas because, and we'll get into the seeding in a bit, Canada can't finish second. You can't finish second because they'll probably set up for a matchup versus Sweden in the quarterfinals if Sweden takes care of business on the Tuesday. Instead, finishing first, better goal differential will be if Canada goes 3-0 and the U.S. goes 3-0. Canada with the better goal differential will earn the number 1 spot, and that means they will probably play the winner of the, come on, Josh, pull this off, Germany, if Germany loses, Germany and Czechia, because Czechia lost today in an absolute legendary game. Finally, the first overtime game. Seeing some 13-0s in the chat there. It might be one of those games. Canada player anytime goals first are going to be placed. If you look like me, so I have to wait till the lines come out. Lines didn't come out for any of these games until around like 4:00 yesterday. And when those lines came out for the anytime goals, I don't think I've ever seen a -200 goal score with an NHL name beside it. And that's where we were. There are 4 guys currently listed at Bet99, shorter than $1 for a goal. And that's a great point bringing it up. And I think that we're going to see some more airtime. And I just put it out in my last tweet. We're going to see some more airtime for the bottom 6. Like Sam Bennett could play 14 minutes. Sam Bennett's an interesting one because he was the guy I was circling first for my anytime goal scorer article at Covers, but he's not listed everywhere. So it was a weird spot. Like, okay, do they know that Bennett's going to get canned today, get the axe? No, Marchand's out. Bennett will be in. Bennett could be playing like 13 to 15 minutes today, and he has been one of my favorite skaters to watch. Insane what he does in his minimal ice time, and he's so noticeable. Marner, Makar, Stone, Benny. One thing I did put in a personal play was Marner 2 assists, Stone 1 assist, plus 290, somewhere in there. I think that Crosby line gets some work done. The Jarvis line could obviously get some work done, and I think that's what we see. We could also see, if you're looking for goals, Todd, why do you keep calling him Todd? Thomas Harley will play big minutes again. He's in the top 4. Look for him to be engaged offensively. Yes, there it is. Boom. Plus 600. That was one I have circled in my article as well. The Canucks really haven't used the defense, engaged them much offensively. Doesn't matter. We'll see lots of it. And with only 6 guys basically dressing on the blue line, expect them to get their regular minutes. Whereas the forwards, you might see a little disparity between what you expect from the top lines. All right, let me get through my picks here and then bring on one of my favorite guests in the world who always is in this chat telling us absolute gold. Let's fire through these picks first. First game, Canada game, Marner anytime goal, plus 230. you're just going through the list and you're just like, okay, which one stands out? Which one stands out? Do I want Suzuki at the same price? No, certainly not. He was a guy we saw bump down. He lost PK role immediately after the goal. He's struggling to play out of position, but Mitch, I think I wrote in my article, we ran him out of town, but he's in our good graces now, and he looks great on that line, playing with Stone, Crosby in the middle. This is maybe one of my favorite prices here. The offense is great. Now, this one is tricky. We got to talk about this one too. Let's go. France goal. Yeah, 1 goal plus money. Can I get 1 goal? Can I get 1 goal? Plus 130 here for France. It didn't work out on the Italy side. I think maybe we missed the rush on all the dogs here, but like maybe a power play, maybe a greasy one, like we saw yesterday versus Swayman from the center ice line. Just give me 1 goal on the France side. This market has been insane. This is what it opened up at, plus 130. I looked this morning. It was minus 120 aside. I just looked again. Both teams to score in this game, plus 260. Plus 260. I don't know if I've ever seen a market move that much, but that's where we're going with that one. And then Germany, USA, over. We're seeing that number move as well. Got it at minus 115. We posted that last night. Another spot where I don't know if USA has that ability to play shutdown hockey right now and teams can score against them. They look sloppy yesterday. They have the offense to get things going, but Germany showed with their top lines that they can get things done too. Philip Grubauer kind of fell back down to earth. We'll see how that goes again. So Tessier, France, anytime goal. Oh, I don't know. I don't know who I'm picking. It's a risk. I'd rather like just them to score at plus 230 right now is an incredible number. But speaking of incredible, let's bring him in. A man who's on the West Coast, 3-hour time difference now. A man who is watching 6 o'clock hockey in 3 o'clock field times. Jonathan Davis, one of my favorites. Everybody in the chat knows who he is because he's here always dropping gold. I appreciate you, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's, I mean, look, the game times are killing me at 3 a.m. But you know what? We'll have a couple of days to recover between the end of the Olympics and the start of the season, and then we got a day off tomorrow. So hey.
And day off for 1 to 4 on Tuesday as well. Where are you sitting? I was talking to Ian Cameron, who's awesome, talking to him yesterday. Same thing, same idea. The round robin games are pointless. No one's eliminated. 1 to 12 still going. How do you feel? Do you think maybe that format changes when we see these injuries to key players or no?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't know I just don't know what the alternative is right now. That's the other thing. And by the way, like you, I was eating the bolognese and I was on Italy yesterday, plus 4.5 and I think team total over. We all got trounced on that.
It's been a tough run, and that's what it seems like this thing's been on for a couple weeks now. Hasn't even been since it started on Wednesday. So yeah, we're day 5 in now. They're really difficult things to bet on tournament wise because you start off with, I don't know, your perception on what you think's going to happen. And then if that goes wrong, you immediately jump off those initial impressions. And then usually it swings back the other way. So you're almost playing catch up from a lot. And Nell Dog in the chat says, the singer from Korn, how often do you get singer from Korn?
Oh God. So many years ago, I was getting calls at my house on my cell phone. And my wife at the time was like, what is going on? Who are these women calling you? So yeah, no, it was very interesting. It's been a while, but I was getting those calls many years ago.
That's amazing. What do you got in the account today for the early game? Do you did the Italy game push you off enough to not want to back the dog for a single goal today at plus money?
Yeah, well, I was never in on the dog to score. I mean, let's remember, Canada has now given up 1 goal with NHL players in the last 4.5 games. So no, not interested. Like I think this is going to be an annihilation. Partially, one, because Canada's just that much better, Josh. But 2, I mean, you're looking at the tiebreakers, and Canada's +9 in the goal differential, USA's +7. But USA has scored 2 more goals than Canada. So, if you're Canada, you've got to step on the throats and of France and just put yourself, solidify that number one seed.
Yeah, don't leave it up to doubt. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, the total's at what, 7.5? It's still moving. What price maybe, and where would you be at for this game if I gave you a market to say Canada gets 10 plus? Because we're seeing in the chat today in our hockey chat that Ian Cameron set up that people are riding. Ryan Sur's like on the over 7.5, the over 8.5, the over 9.5, and I don't know if that's. I think that's not a bad way to run this game today.
I don't think so either. I mean, look, I've got to I did when I jumped on. I did take Canada over 7.5. And then from a full game total, I ended up bringing down. I parlayed Canada over 6.5 with USA over 5.5 total goals for the games, and got myself a nice return there.
Nice, and we're seeing that USA total keep climbing too since its opening, and it's hilarious. And obviously, we want to preach getting the best number and shopping around, and respect that this is a Bet99 show as well. But in the same sense, like you're just seeing numbers like from book to book, insane differences for the similar markets. So it's really interesting to see. And as we saw with the France team total today, that thing got pummeled to the under. Someone hammered the 0 goals heavily, and we'll see. Someone asked, what do you think the final score is? Someone said 13-0. You got an idea of where this is going?
I think it's double digits to nothing. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with that. Pick your number after that.
Yeah, but would you be scared? Like, I know they're going to put up these amount of numbers, but wouldn't you think the value's more on bottom 6 than top 6, where you see McDavid might only skate 15.5 minutes today?
Yeah, no, I do, and that's why I attacked actually first period goals. Like I took Celebrini for a first period goal and McDavid for a first period goal.
Nice.
At 4-1 and 3-1 prices when I got those yesterday. So that's where I try to extract the value. I'm with you on the Mitch Marner. I grabbed Mitch Marner for 2 assists at plus 180. But I do agree. And then there are some other smaller ones. I'm on Harley as well. I like Tom Wilson for a goal.
Yes,
but
he's
you can take
too.
Hagel. You could take Hagel, and then because of this is France and an easier game, I grabbed Drew Doughty for a goal at a really nice price at 9-1.
Yeah, like that's almost the market where you're just like, okay, let's just go at anything at like plus 500 or longer and just play roulette basically with it, and hopefully something hits, right? Maybe Devin Taves gets on the board at another like plus 650, 700 shot. I did throw in same thing. Get things done early, then you can coast and sit back. Over 2.5 in the first period at plus money.
Yeah, grab that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like you could go Canada minus 2.5 at like maybe 10 points better, but after losing again on USA team total over 1.5 in the first period yesterday, I'll just take goals.
Yeah.
So let's talk that game. I don't know. Did you catch the entirety of it yesterday or the US game versus?
Oh yeah, and I watched that from beginning to end. Yeah.
I think the safe thing we can pull out of that is I don't think we'll see Jeremy Swayman for the rest of the tournament.
Probably not. And I was also surprised that Connor Hellebuck was the backup yesterday. I mean, it's not inconsequential, but why? Like, let Ottinger be the backup. Like, that's a game that if it goes south, why put Hellebuck in there anyways? So, but no, I don't think we will see Swayman. I like both teams to score first period. I got that at plus 180.
Nice.
I don't think USA is stopping anybody, and I think the Germans, the Germans have to be feeling somewhat dejected after that loss in their last game. But I do like both teams to score first period.
Things are going to get really ugly in that group, and I got to bring it up. Like going through all these situations, I just found out today. I'm like, why is Slovakia in first? Because once you get to the head-to-head and it's a 3-way tie, I forgot that you take out the game with the team that's not in the group of 3.
Yeah, right.
So that's where the goal differential comes from. So I'm like, oh, okay, no, but like Slovakia was only a +2 and Finland ran the score up. No, Finland gets will probably get the 4th place spot because of that. And that's a big advantage for Finland as well. But in that group stage, we got Germany today. That's probably a loss. So they sit with their 3 points. But Denmark, Latvia, all of a sudden, if Denmark wins that game, do you have maybe a power ranking of where you go, Latvia, Germany, or Denmark? Or is it just kind of 1A, 1B, 1C situation?
Yeah, I think throw a dart and see where it lands. One thing I do want to go back to the USA Germany game.
Yep.
Leon Dreisaitl's got 21 goals in 30 games against Connor Hellebuck. So
your player goalie matchup stuff is legendary.
So I am definitely on a Leon goal, and Matt Boldy's got 4 and 6 against Grubauer, and Brady Tkachuk's got 2 and 4 against Grubauer.
Nice.
Jack Hughes is a guy that I think Jack Hughes has been USA's second, maybe arguably their best player along with Brady Tkachuk. I would keep an eye on him.
Easily. And you saw Brady Tkachuk get that goal off like the setup off the draw the other day for that one. So it's good to see him too. I got him to get to 5 goals. So I'll take a goal per game so far. Would like to see a 2-goal game out of him. But outside of that, we were talking before the show, and it's just like the USA team just isn't, the cohesion's not there. Like it's in their own end. Like it's sloppy breakout, sloppy neutral zone. The entry's bad. The ozone sustain time is not great. It hasn't been dominating. Is there a legit concern, or is it just like maybe just give us one more game versus Germany and we'll probably be up?
Well, the other concern from a betting standpoint, and how to attack this game, is that I would hold off on a lot of things until we see what happens with Canada. Because if Canada locks up the 1 seed, I wonder if USA approaches this game somewhat differently. Do we see more of a style of game from USA that we saw on Saturday, where they don't have to go, balls to the wall because they know they're the second seed?
Yep, that's a really good point. And you brought up another good point, too, that I don't think anybody's talking about the same thing. If you take away that ability for USA to be a greasy grinder, punch you in the face team, now you handcuff them slightly with some IHF rules. Is that an advantage more for Canada than anything else?
I think so. But look, if they end up facing each other, I mean, look, it's going to be nasty. Like they will get up for that game. I would be stunned. I still question some of the USA players, the allotment of who's in and who's out. Like Clayton Keller needs to be in. Like I don't, JT Miller, was a human pylon, and we saw what he did in screening Swayman on one of the goals, but I didn't understand it from the outset. Not that Keller is going to make them I just think it's an upgrade. Like I think that there's some moves that they that's one move that I would make for Team USA.
Or just make a move because you haven't played great, right? Like just shake things up. It's not going to hurt. Back to the Ottinger thing. So he didn't dress in game 1, so he probably won't even dress at all then, right?
Well, doesn't he dress today?
Oh, will he dress today? Is he?
Well, I think he's the backup. I mean, put it this way.
Okay, that's what I mean. Like if they're going to go the whole tournament without him even dressing for a game would be pretty brutal from Sullivan.
Right. Yeah, I would think he's the backup today for sure.
Anyone know where to find Olympic player stats? I should have just opened.
Yes.
I should have just opened up an account, another X account, and just tweeted out all the stats. Go to the Olympics.com site. It's incredible. They don't have like the line information, but they have time on ice, shots, goals, everything's there. And I believe everybody is just taking it from that site because that's the official site. ESPN is taking it from that site. You can't get it on the NHL app. But
there is another site. Like, I don't know if I get this through the media site, Josh, but I'm looking here. If you go to records.nhl.com/events/Olympics.
Yeah.
That's where I don't know if that's the same thing, but that's where I'm looking at, a breakdown of every team and all the stats.
And that's like, you could get all your 4 Nations stuff still in that same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one. Ottinger about to get the Jason Tatum treatment. Basketball reference. I didn't get it. I don't get it. But the other game, it is an important game. You called it the number game, but Latvia and Denmark is a pick 'em at 5.5. And this game could get weird too because of what has to happen within this situation, right? Denmark's 0-2. They outplayed Germany. They hung in there versus USA yesterday. I do like the Danes in this game as a pick 'em. Freddie should be like, Freddie should be the Freddie start. Mads got injured yesterday. He didn't look great out of the gate, but somehow hung on to a lead for a few minutes. one thing you'll see on the Denmark side, one thing you'll see on the Latvia side, like Balinskis is going to play giant minutes. He's minus 115 for an assist. Gergensons, he's a setup guy, power play one, line one, plus 115 for an assist. And what you'll see from Latvia is 3 lines heavy, not going to play their bottom 4 forwards very much. And then the Danes are still split up, the Lars Eller line and the Nick Ehlers line.
Yeah.
They come together on power play one. I think Ehlers is like minus 200 for a point, so not much value in that spot. And he looks into this critical game in terms of seeding.
Well, I mean, I've just got player props. I mean, I just kind of went down the list of, Latvia gets one of their leading goal scorers back, Don Lokmelis. I don't know. I'm probably butchering the name, but he was suspended for the last game. He returns today. He's one of their guys that's got 2 goals, and there's good plus money there. I mean, look, Krastenbergs has scored in both games for Latvia, and then my favorite guy. How can you not take Trail Mix from Latvia? Edwards Trailmox. He's another guy. So I'm looking at goal props in this one. I put those are all on my Twitter feed, and I would look at both teams to score too.
Yeah.
That's part of my parlay that I did with, I played it every game, both teams to score 2 except for Canada, France.
I was going to say, and France? No, and no France.
And no Canada, France. But I think we get, a 5-goal game in this one here total.
And is this the first day with overlap, I believe? 10-41-10?
Yes.
Was that the same as yesterday? Was that the weekend schedule?
No, we had 2 games going on the same time on Saturday.
Yeah.
Today we should get likely an overlap with the Canada game starting at 10:40 Eastern, and then the Denmark game at 1 p.m. Eastern.
If you're a hockey fan and you want to watch good hockey, it's going to be it could be 13-0. Like it's going to be one of those games, and it's also going to be one of those games where you cross your fingers and just hope everybody escapes in good health.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Fiala injury for Los Angeles. I don't know how. Look, it hurts you losing one. A team that's already offensively challenged loses one of their best scorers. They do get Panarin, but I don't know how much of a difference at the end of the day, Josh, it really makes. I would bet them. I'd still bet LA to miss the playoffs. Like people say, look, Panarin makes your teams better. Well, ask the Rangers. Like, not putting it on him. It's not like the Rangers were playoff bound with Panarin. And, Jim Hiller coaches not to lose. He doesn't coach to win. So he can suck the life out of anyone's offense.
The offense has been awful in LA. And I said the exact same thing when they brought over Panarin. I'm like, okay, you made put him at the 10th spot within the conference, maybe somewhere around there, 10th, 9th, 8th. I don't think much better than that. And now you bring in Panarin and you're like, okay, this is not going to change things. This was a team that struggled offensively across the board. They've tried to switch things down. They're giving Kuzmenko still way too much ice time for a guy who, I don't know. He's not too much ice time, giving him too much offensive responsibility for a guy who at the end of the day probably finishes with 13 to 14 minutes of ice time per game. Like, that's not a PP1 guy in my books where you're like, okay, here's 3 minutes on power play 1, but then you probably just get 8 minutes on 5-on-5.
Well, yeah, but if you're going to play him, you play him on power play 1. And if you're going to play him, you there's no point in having that guy in your roster if he's in your bottom 6. It's a waste.
I know, but they don't give him minutes anyway right now.
Well, right. No, it's
give Corey Perry 17 a night.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, and I don't want to make this a king show, but
that's
I would start off. I would start with Panarin, Kempe, and Kopitar as my number 1 line. Just try it, see how it works, and then play Byfield with Kuzmenko and Laferriere. See how it works. After that, I mean, their bottom 6 is I don't know, and and Hiller has this fascination with Yoel Armia. He loves him, plays him way too much.
I know,
way too high. Puts him on the top power play. So
he's going to keep playing him because Armia doesn't look terrible in this tournament either.
Well, right, but where did he score? He scored shorthanded. Yeah. He's not even on the number 1 penalty killing unit, Armia. How is he not? If you're going to use him, that's where you use the guy. I don't know what happens in Los Angeles.
Do you think Quentin Byfield's the saddest person out of all? Because I think he's played every shift basically with Kevin Fiala this year.
No, I think he may be the happiest person, Josh. I think Fiala is a line killer.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do. I think it usually takes Fiala half a season to finally like not become selfish. For every one good thing he does two bad things, and so yeah.
People are asking real-time box score. Are you just looking for scores there, chat? Like, if you're just looking for a score, Flash Score app is one of the best apps. It's just in terms of like if you're not watching a game and you just want notifications, it's real time, and it's real time like from the books. You know how early the books, the odds makers get that goal. I think I was watching it at my sister's house yesterday, the USA game, and they were on a full minute delay, which is something to obviously know. We obviously talk about it a lot more in football than we do in hockey, but there's a big delay. So an absolute beatdown is on deck. If you were listening to Jonathan a bit earlier, talking about where the value was in the goal scores, and kind of we came to the same spot. It's kind of like that plus 220 mark and above. Like that's kind of, those are your targets, because no one should be out there betting Connor McDavid for a goal at minus 200. Especially
bet Connor McDavid to score the first period. Like bet these guys, bet those big guns to score early, because I think they're going to want to step on France early.
Love it. Total in the first period 2.5, paying plus money to the over. Canada minus 2.5 on the puck line in the first period. Also something like that. Love Makar first period point plus 148 from Vegas Vixen there. I still think Makar's prices are still overvalued for a guy who just doesn't seem to be engaged. And I said it at the top. The whole D line is just not as engaged and doesn't have to be.
All right. Yeah.
And we saw Harley come in, and that was another one you pointed out, plus 550, plus 600, another good look. I think he's moved up to the top 4 pairing. We saw that. Binnington in, Marchand out again, and I agree.
Oh, really?
They said we're going to play him again, but like, why not just rest him till Wednesday? Right?
Yeah. So wait, is Seth Jarvis in?
Seth Jarvis is, fourth line. Lines are the same as last game. Okay. And then Seth Jarvis is on that line, and we'll see what happens. There was some tinkering with the lines, and I was getting a lot of hate because I was crapping on Nick Suzuki, not Nick Suzuki, the NHL player, Suzuki, the center playing wing on a line with Nathan McKinnon, who struggled to find some spots. So if that one doesn't get going, we could see some more movement. And I think that was the reason where they moved Suzuki down. And then you got the Canadian Avengers line.
Well, but you know what is interesting? Mike Johnson made the point yesterday, I think, on the broadcast that line was more of an accident because Tom Wilson took himself out of the game. And it was like next man up, and Cooper just looked at and said, Nate, get out there. And then he just said, we're keeping these 3 together.
But it was probably a good time to work on it. Usually you don't see someone load up late in the game when you're up like that. But there'll be a point in this tournament where they have to, when that bench gets a little shorter, and that line will jump over again.
Yeah, I think they're going to. Don't you think they're going to start? Will they not start today?
No, it's back to the original lines.
Oh, it is back to the original. Oh, okay, I missed that. All right.
Yeah, I believe that was Mark Masters.
I didn't have my coffee yet, so
it's. I don't know. Like if you've been along the run as long as I have, the days are blending together.
Oh my God, yeah. No, it's because for me, I have to write stuff for the next day, like at 4 o'clock.
And the odds aren't coming out on time, and like it's a really difficult thing to work from it, like on our side for like getting picks in and sending them to.
Yeah, no, this is one of the drawbacks of the time, but as I like to say, Josh, it's first world problems that we have.
Oh, I'm not complaining. Complaining. I'm complaining about my record in this because, Italy absolutely sunk me yesterday. Lost 2 units on first period, over 1.5 from USA. But the one thing that has been getting me going has been the Canada games. We got the Celebrini goal at like plus 230 the other day was the last time we'll see that. The last time we'll certainly see that price. But I appreciate we've got the puck drop coming here in 10 minutes. Another show done. We'll be off tomorrow and then back Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We go for a run. It's been a long and fun run, and I appreciate Jonathan Davis jumping up. Great to see you in person and have a chat because you're one of my favorite minds in the hockey space, pal. Thanks to everybody there in the chat as well. We'll see you back here on Tuesday, 10 a.m. NHL Puck Props presented by Bet99. Josh Inglis, joined by Jonathan Davis. We'll see you back here. Lead us out there, pal.
Carlo is somewhere, guys.
Scatman, yo do do do, skimmy dimmy ding, yo do do do, yo do do ba 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 do.